Good evening, everybody. How are you out there? It's good to see you. Welcome into a delayed, but nevertheless a very exciting race day here. I am your host, A Waste of Space, and it is time for another installment of William's Wild Ride, as we are here today to take on the Monaco Grand Prix. Also, welcome in, Garrus. You might notice a little bit something new next to your name, and that's because I finally qualify as having built a community. So I can give out VIP badges now, so of course you've got a VIP badge now, so congratulations on that. But yeah, no, been kind of a, like in terms of like overall feeling, I felt like a little bit rough last couple of days, so I just haven't been wanted to get on stream. But I'm ready to be on today, and I'm ready to load this up to the last place where we were. So if y'all remember, we just had a very nice race result, I do believe, let's just take a look at the calendar real quick. If we go here, let's see here. Yeah, you can see, for the previous race result, we were able to pull all the way up to a P8 at Imola. Very, very good race for us because it had a lot of high speed, had a lot of fast corners, and that's what our car, its bread and butter is. Now, we're headed to probably the antithesis of what our car is all about, because Monaco is a narrow street circuit, lots of tight, very slow corners. You need like high acceleration. It's just not what we're built for. So it could be a very rough weekend. It could be an unexpected one. We're going to do our absolute best here in Monaco, but we have a couple of other things going on that are a little bit rough for us. For one, we got to get some replace car parts. Just got to get ourselves... Oh, yep, and I knew that was going to happen. So I've got to manufacture new wings, and that's going to use the rest of the money we have for this period in time. Because of the accident we had earlier in the season for Logan Sargent, we are running low on parts and low on money. No, I don't want to do that. I actually want to manufacture an emergency wing there. And we're going to be back in debt going into Monaco. So things are a little tight right now, but we have just enough to get us through the weekend, I think, and then really start worrying about saving up cash a little bit. As it is, we're going to have to sort of leave things with car parts development where they are. They're going to finish when they finish. We're going to need money to build those next week. So we're just going to let everything simmer for a little bit. We're not going to push technically for anything. We're not going to push to upgrade right now. It's kind of getting towards the middle of the season. And so as a result, I just kind of want to get in what I consider to be like the second half of our upgrades. Because in the last third of the season, we're not upgrading the car at all. It's going to be what it is. And we're just going to research the crap out of next year's abilities, because we want to be like firmly in the midfield and firmly in the points next year. But right now, let's see here, we'll scout you later. But right now, we're just going to put what we've got on the cars. And as you can see, while we have a great top speed, our low speed cornering right now is in 10th and 11th for our cars. So that means that we're going to be right on the edge of the points when we go to Monaco. But the number that's a real... Sorry, my seat keeps falling on me. The real issue for us, though, is right here at the acceleration. Because we are in 15th for that, and it's a very, very slow course that relies a lot on acceleration. That will be an issue. Yes, we can hit a really high number up here, but at what cost? And also, Garrus, I did see your comment. I am appreciative that you are appreciative. You absolutely deserved it. You make a big deal out of being here for these, so I am more than happy to extend you that. Like, that was not even a thing. Let's see here, but how many chassis do I have? Okay, I've got one extra chassis. Yeah, we're really just running low on parts. We're running low on ability here as a young race team. Well, not young. We're a very tenured race team. We're just a race team without much money. Yes, I know I'm in debt, Lorenzo. You don't need to tell me that. Oh no, I've got the wing in time for Monaco. That means I'm gonna actually go even further into debt to get those new wings, because that's gonna help me immensely. For this weekend, especially because look at the increase we got. We got it doesn't seem like a lot, but we got 1/100th of a G in our low speed, and that is actually going to improve our performance across the grid of the board there. So I'm very, very happy to add that on. But yeah, as you can see, other teams developed within the course of the week. It's going to be a tough one for us this time around. We're going to get, yeah, absolutely. It may be a tough time. The thing with Monaco that you have to remember, because it's all really about qualifying. It's all about having good race position when you get into the actual race. But I am going to do a little bit of I will guarantee that we'll get into Q2 with at least one driver. But as you can see, I'm used to having like very scaled up driver street. You know, I usually put both on. I'm usually very confident getting into qualifying. Like this time, I'm laying back a little bit on the potential rewards that I get for this, because I just don't know where we are going to end up finishing here. But the nice thing is this will be I hope, a little bit less hectic of a race to manage than Imola, because Monaco is so hard to pass at and so hard to make moves in a concerted way that as long as I'm holding race position, I can, as a player, be aggressive, and I know the strategies to hold people behind very easily in Monaco so that we don't get passed up. We could defend position here very easily, but moving forward, consequently, is extremely hard. But with that knowledge in mind, I think it's time we head to Monaco, because this game does a phenomenal job rendering it, and I think you'll enjoy seeing just what a beautiful racetrack they have in store for you as I pull up my standard setup site.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsports, here in Monaco. F1 descends on Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix. A glittering show on the Riviera and a crown for who.
It is really incredible that we can put this level of detail into the scenery of a racing game in the year of our Lord 2023.
On this iconic street circuit, the world's most famous street track, Circuit de Monaco, and it demands total accuracy from teams and drivers alike. Pit stops are crucially important for
yeah, this is exactly what the track is in real life. Oh god, I can't remember, because before F1 was a series, the Monaco Grand Prix existed. I can't remember the first year it was run, but it's a historic race through the literal streets of Monaco. It goes through the area near the famous casino, Monte Carlo Casino and Casino Square, and then makes its way all the way down to the Bay Area and then laps back around. So yeah, very famous track. In the modern age, not as fun to watch for racing. Like, it's fun if you're a fan of the sport, but it's kind of like, it can be a little bit like watching a parade, and you'll see why, because of how hard it is to pass here. The real thrill of going to Monaco is the sights, it's the sounds, it's the celebrities there, it's the qualifying, because whoever's fastest usually and gets on pole is usually the person that's going to end up winning the race. So it's really fun to watch from that regard, because you know that the Saturday sessions matter a whole lot. Let's see here, what else can I point to? But yeah, in terms of like raw racing, there are, like, I think there are more fun pure racing tracks on the calendar by far. Stuff like Interlagos in Brazil is a great racetrack. Stuff like the Red Bull Ring in Austria, stuff like Sakir Circuit in Bahrain. Those are the ones I think of when I think to myself of the tracks on the calendar that give you like the highest quality races, like the most absurd race quality to them. But, oh, forgot to change our car parts real quick. As always, I need to make sure I'm putting them on the dirty equipment before qualifying, and then I'll put them back on good stuff once we go into the race. But I'm not looking for fresh engine components at Monaco, because it's not a speed race. It's not something like the Red Bull Ring, where we're going to want to use our raw overall speed to carry ourselves forward as much as possible. Here, it's just, you just gut out where you are in the field. Yes, I'm aware that that's damaged. I don't particularly care. Yep, we're going to put damaged car parts back on the car. Because we do not mind practicing in them, we just do not qualify on them. Alright, now I can save. But yeah, my standard greeting to you all now that I've had a chance to actually settle in and get everybody on track. Hope you are doing well out there wherever you're watching. Feel free to comment, feel free to lurk if you want to, but always good to have you in stream watching along. We will try to do our very best today, but you know, we'll see. I think it's just very much a wait and see approach for me. Practice time, as always, teaches us nothing, tells us nothing. It's all about getting them used to the car and getting them used to the track using damaged parts. Just the easiest way to get through this session without putting unnecessary wear and tear, because I will always, to get these guys as prepared as I can, I will always end up running more laps during practice than the CPU does. It's just kind of a fact of life. Whew. But yeah, as you can see, this map really does literally go through... I guess it is technically the city center, because Monaco's built on the hill, but the really built-up business districts and, like, the high-class area is around the marina. Like, most of these Mediterranean resort towns, like the Principality. Like, I will say, apparently Saint-Tropez is very much built the same way. Not that I've ever been to either Monaco or Saint-Tropez, because I ain't rich.
Feedback from you.
Alright, great to start off for Albon. That's not horrible at all. And Logan. Okay, Logan's just not going to tell me. Logan's setup is a secret. We don't get to know what his readiness is. Let's bring him in. Alright, so Logan, what's your mystery ranking? Your mystery ranking is 80%. Okay, so that braking stability is just flat out bad. Interesting. So that means, yeah, we're bringing you all the way over here. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, I went the wrong way. Whoops. So I want to make slight front wing adjustment. And I want to go over here so I can go wild to get that all the way back over there. You know, far be it from me to... Actually, you know what? Because it says that's optimal on the rear wing. Far be it from me to say I've nailed a... I don't think I have. If I do that, and I come ever so slightly back there, or you know what I have to do is I have to go there. Let's see if that did it. That might have actually done it on Logan's car. And let's send him out on a set of the softs. Because I need to use them anyway. Meanwhile, Albon's at 83. That is a... Look at that ballpark for his rear wing. Apparently this is all optimal. So I do need to drop the rear wing, though. Or the front wing. Braking stability is also bad on this. So... that makes for a fairly dramatic adjustment, but it gets me into the ranges where I think we need to be. So let's try that with Albon. His is a little bit more difficult because that rear wing range was really screwy looking. I think it's the first time I've ever adjusted a setup, and like I've just come back on just any aspect of the car. My mechanics have gone, huh? Well, we will just see what makes these cars tick, no matter what we got to do. Send them back out for a nice stint. Whew, so I haven't been here on Monday or Tuesday. How's everybody's week been? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had more energy than I have. It's been a week in which I have, I have endeavored to persevere. Okay, Albon, actually, that's pretty good pace. Even on damaged engine parts, that's very good pace, actually. Logan's about where I expect him on damaged engine parts. I'll tell you what. It's already looked poor in this season, but the McLaren looks like it might be especially bad here. Like, it really doesn't look good. Like, Sargent is on damaged parts, and Piastri, in the quicker of the two McLarens, is still 2/10 ahead of him. Or 2/10 behind him, excuse me. That's very rough, I think, for... like, they finally got a lap in it. It's basically, like, even with Logan Sargent. That tells me something. That McLaren is not good here. Just a great for Albon. Okay. Week has been, not too shabby. Okay, cool. Good and even. And Logan, are you actually going to give me feedback? Nope, once again, it's a secret. Alright, I'll just wait for them to get in the garage. Yep, they're heading in. Alright, let's reconfigure here. And now my traction is bad. So let's see here. I'm very perplexed. Let's drop the wing 2. Oh, I'm trying to... Everything I do to get that damn traction sorted out brings it the wrong direction. I gotta go for a big switch, and I gotta get it all the way over here. So we gotta go all the way to 9-1. Yeah, it sort of happened the last time we did this on. Last time we looked for it. Whenever I'm like perplexed over something, like the two most dramatic changes you can do to anything is to move the rear wing angle, because that just absolutely shifts what you're doing on the straights, or to move traction, because you see it goes from there to there with one little traction shift. So I think that's what I have to do, because I have to get it unmoored enough to get away from this. And now it's about readjusting this to get back towards optimal to make this go in here. Which I think that basically does it if I go 2 down. And then if I go all the way back to 0, that gets it close. If I go there and drop the wing, That could be it. Because I've got it just in range here. This is overlapping in the optimal range still. This is still where it needs to be, actually even closer into optimization. Yeah, okay, we're going to try that next session. I'll just slap him on some sub tires right now, and that will be what Logan goes out on next time. Now let's see here. Did this make it any clearer? Actually, yes it did, because we also got to drop you. And everything else was optimal. That's very interesting. Because if everything else is optimal, then it has to be there, right? Because look, everything, all the parameters that were optimal are back to optimal, and those two goods just shift very easily. Okay, well at least I don't have to agonize over that like I did Logan's car. Alright, I'm happy to roll with those in P2. Drop a quick save on them. Get them back on long stints and high fuel. And let's send them out. Logan first, because your car continues to confuse the crap out of me. And they're off. Alright. This time, I will get peace of mind on this quickly. I will not have to go all the way to FP3 to fix their setups. Please. But like, if you look closely on the map, you can even see the impact, the effect of what I was talking about in Monaco. If you see where my two cars are, you see where they are, and you see the much superior Mercedes and Ferrari in practice. They can't actually get ahead of my two Williams in a platoon. They can't get the DRS. They can't get a good passing opportunity. So here, and the Red Bull's about to join them, as you'll see in short order. And suddenly, I have a train of better cars stuck behind me. So while Verstappen will show the real Red Bull pace and get away from me rapidly here, Albon and Sargent have trapped superior cars behind them, because that's just what happens here. Like, the Mercedes even pit at the end of its stint without overtaking me. Because that's how narrow Monaco really is. To pass here, you really have to be very, very clever. And that's an optimal satisfaction right there. But yeah, look at this, see? Like, they're like literally neck and neck behind each other, and they're practically in racing conditions trying to get past us. And that's not Leclerc, that's Sainz. Like, let's take a look at look at this. Like, I'll just go ahead and show you a little bit, because it gives you an early sort of idea of what it will look like in race at race pace. Because we're on a heavy fuel load. He's got worse tires than we do, but he's in a better car. And you see, he can't get alongside, he can't get an extra battery push. And there's like, look, there's nowhere to pass right here. There's like, even if he'd like to in a superior vehicle, where is he going to stick his nose? Like, where is he going to stick his nose on this track? Like, basically, you've got one opportunity. If you can get a good takeoff here, you can stick in a nose left or right there. Or, if you're really good and you really use your overspeed in your battery, and the guy in front of you doesn't have DRS, you can get alongside here barely, and try to get a pass in here, but usually you'll be alongside going up here, past Saint Devote is the name of that corner, and yeah, that's not a straight. That is a weaving road up a cliffside going into Casino Square right here, that, you have to get one by one with how wide these cars are. Otherwise, you're going to hit a barrier and have a magnificent accident. So, like, it's just a really really, really impossibly hard track to pass at. No matter what you want to do at Monaco, it's just practically impossible to get past here.
All okay with the car?
And that's optimal setups for both the boys, so we're going to bring them in to see just how optimized we got it. But yeah, that gives you a little crash course in what it actually looks like. I'll talk you through the track and its corners when we do an actual flying lap of Monaco, but like that is why it's hard to pass there. Like it's almost a it comes down to two things. Did you have a good pit stop, and do you have good pace in qualifying? Because that's going to determine how your race goes. More than any sort of on-track acuity. And that's 100% for Logan Sargent. Okay, cool. So, yeah, your worries are now over. We can just put you on minimal run plans and have you just run qualifying sims. And meanwhile, Albon, 98. So all that is a little bit of a wing adjustment that way, I think. And then we're good. I'll keep him on a longer stint, but I don't mind a slight adjustment there. But Logan's going out basically immediately. Yeah, 98 and 100. Like, in general, I always want Logan's setup to be ever so slightly better because he's the rookie. He needs more confidence going into a weekend. Ooh, somebody crashed.
Just remember, in the main straight might still be some debris.
Who's out? Virtual safety car. Somebody is out then. Everybody's okay? Verstappen's out. Ooh, that's big.
Yes, get close to the delta.
Am I going to get to see a replay of the wreck? Yeah, accident-free practice, and it's one of the top contenders. Probably doesn't help our race, but no, he's out for this session. And they're a rich team, so they'll have parts to replace. But, like, if that was us, yeah, that would not be good news. We'd have to do what we did with Logan's weekend in Baku and go further into debt.
How does my tires look?
I don't care. Your tires will get warm as the stint continues, Logan.
Size, so just watch shot.
There we go.
VSC
Yep. VSC is done. All right.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to see with optimal setups and with a little lighter fuel what my boys can actually do in terms of setting themselves up on the grid a little bit. And this is on worn engine components. This is not our qualifying components. And we're still solidly midfield. So I'm just going to really have to pray that they push through a genuinely great qualifying for me this week.
Something's not right.
Yep, I know, Logan. Your parts are damaged. That's the way I like it. But yeah, main rivals this week, I think, are going to be the Haas cars, if I had to guess. They seem to be the ones that hold the most similar pace and build structure to us in these races. So I would be very, very, very hesitant to like single out any one team, but they're the ones I think I'm aiming for. And yeah, you can even see right here, is like they're right around the pace I want to be achieving. So Sergeant, that's a good session. Let me send you out a little bit longer. Just to buck up your ideas a little bit more before the end of the session. And Albon looks like he's probably optimal at this point. So let's go. I think we had a very, very good session there. Yep.
We'll have a look.
Yep, everything, all in your parts is damaged. You are in a bad car right now in terms of interior components. That's exactly right, Alex. Good job. Good on you to identify that. All right, bring them in. Let's enjoy that beautiful 99 for Alex. That's hilarious. Yes, I'm aware the car parts are damaged. Well, yeah, ooh, they're badly damaged for him, and they're getting worse for you. But you know what? We don't have to run the race on them. I'm going to push it to the ragged edge, and I'm going to try one last tweak with Albon. If not, I know exactly where he needs to be, so I'm not concerned. I've got the luxury of trying to try something interesting with Albon. As for Sargent, I'm just going to send him out to have a nice sort of drive. And then, yeah, don't need anything there. And all I gotta remember, because those are some bad car parts, is I gotta make sure I put new stuff on. Oh! Speaking of which, yes I did! I got myself a Switch Pro controller that is now currently charging, but it is linked into the computer. So I do have the new controller, which I desperately needed. So not only is it new, but I don't have to deal with all of my stupid janky USB cables. Because I've actually figured out how to get this Bluetoothed to my CPU. So I can actually play wirelessly, and I don't have to worry about like random connection stuff. I don't have to worry about a bad run input again anymore on Red Dead 2. The problem is, because it's a Switch controller, not a PS2 controller, I need to make sure I know the configurations for it and figure out, make sure that I know how I can like reconfigure it with third-party software so that my buttons are where they need to be. But other than that, I can't really complain. I'm pretty happy. Very, very nice. Feels good in my hands. Good weight to it. And and I haven't broken the rumble feature by dropping the controller and having it split open. So that part is nice. I did just save, right? Yep. Getting older, short-term memory loss. It is what it is. I'm going to try not to think about that and go to the race. The good news is because of the short-term memory loss, I'll have forgotten that I checked for that save after I've done it. In fairness, it's probably not aged with me. Yeah, no, that I'll remember because they gave me that nice little blinking warning light. I am being very, very vigilant on because I do not want to forget that. I also might need to send Logan out on an extended stint because he's not exactly learning the car as quickly as I wanted him to. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring him in and send him right back out on like an extended stint on the softs. Just to buck up his ideas for the weekend to make sure he knows the car as well as he can. Because he's a good amount of percentage points behind Albon there. I mean, I know Albon's been on like permanent setup watch, but I can definitely see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm only going to be using this and this. Yeah, okay, I've got tires for the race. But yeah, I'm just making sure I have enough fresh compounds for the race. But oh, I forgot to change this fuel. We can do that now. Run plan. I'd like you to go for 25 laps, Logan. And get to it, buddy. You can come back in when I see hundreds. Meanwhile, Alex, let's just make this 100%, buddy. Yep, optimal again. Big shock.
Car was actually very good.
Understood.
Don't say it like you're surprised. Car's actually good. Didn't you get a P8 last race, or did I imagine us performing? There we go, 100% finally. Now I can just send Alex out to relax. Alright. Bingo. So yeah, just trying to get that car knowledge as close to 100% as I can. Like, their prep is really good this weekend. 100% setups, even if the car parts knowledge doesn't quite hit 100% before I get to the Grand Prix, I'm really happy with their prep this weekend. And Logan should not be that low in qualifying. Don't I see that, but don't panic, y'all. He's run on heavy fuel loads most of the stint. In part because we're trying to get that 96 as high as we can. Yep, I know the gearboxes are worn, buddy. You don't need to tell me. I put it in the car. All right. Almost done with practice. Yep, that'll do from Logan, I think. Yeah, he's on 99% for the weekend. I'm not going to be able to get that extra 3% on the car parts knowledge, nor am I going to try and force it. So we'll just send him into the weekend on 99% preparedness, which I think is going to be very, very nice for us. Alright, just waiting for those last seconds to tick down. And then it'll be all about the qualifying times. Alrighty. Good work today. Very, very polished practice sessions. I'm very happy with that. Now, let's see how that puts them in terms of... That's good! Look at that confidence from my boys there. It's only going to keep growing as we get along. There's, like, Alex gets to start qualifying on very high confidence, which I want to see.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race, getting as far up the grid.
See, even the commentary in the game is like, with little chance of overtaking. Ooh.
Karoon, how do you think Logan Sargent's going to be feeling at the moment?
Yep. I mean, it's not the main event. Like, it's still worth it for the race, because you never know what's going to happen in a Grand Prix. In fact, famously, although, to be fair, this was an age where there was a lot worse car reliability. There's famously a Monaco Grand Prix in which there were only, I believe, 7 finishers. There were technically 8 classified finishers, but only 7 of them finished. One car broke down on the last lap. But then the whole rest of the field got itself knocked out due to reliability, wear and tear, accidents on track. So, you never know what could happen in Monaco. You never know. Put the much less worn parts on all of these. Can actually afford to use that engine. Oh wait, no. Yes. Save the freshest of fresh engine parts for different races. But these I don't mind putting on. 60, 64, and 73, 66. Let's see here. Yeah, this is the problem with crashing earlier in the season, is we're just going to have to bite the bullet and be a little bit worse here on Logan's car. But that is okay. We knew what we were getting into this weekend. So the key here now is, rather than slipstreaming or anything like that, the key is just to find the right gap on track. Because, as you can imagine, traffic here is about the worst thing that can happen to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for, like, contenders to come out, and then I'm going to hitch a ride behind a faster car. I think that's the smartest thing I can do here. Is wait for, Verstappen or Leclerc or Sainz or Hamilton or Russell. Wait for some of the, well, actually, no, not even the Mercedes. Really, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, or the Red Bulls and the Ferrari, excuse me, are what I'm looking for here. Somebody who is faster than me to be the one who's like, hey, this is a taken gap on circuit. Do not get in my way. That's what I want. Just going to stick it out down here, there into the pits, because it actually makes it possible to see their pit lanes. Once I see a car come out of one of these two garages, we're good to go. Because there we are, all the way down there. You can just see the W on stream. Look at the size of this W. And here comes Science. So there goes Sergeant. Alright. Now, actually pull this up.
Work your tires.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to send him out. Oh, Verstappen is making his out lap, so now I need to just really quickly see where he's at. And now we send Albon out right after him. Bingo. Alright. So my guys are out where I want them to go out. So now I can do the business of not pulling that up because that blocked your screen. But I can actually show you guys the track and lead you through a racing lap of the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. And hopefully we will not get blocked by any traffic going through our hot lap. Hopefully the Ferrari ahead of us will be respected. But we're going to watch from Logan Sargent's perspective as we go through on our flying lap. We have started and we are on our way, making the turn through La Rascas and on our way to Anthony Nogues, the last two corners. Those are the names. And we are on our way down the main straight to begin our lap of the Monaco GP circuit. Now, first things first, we are going to come into Saint-Devote on the brakes here. It is near the pit lane, so you got to be careful going through there. But we now make our way up the Beau Rivage, this secondary straight, into Massimont, and Massimont will lead you into the Casino Square and Casino Corner. Now you make your way down the hill to the famous Mirabeau Corner, into probably what everyone knows is the most famous feature, the Lowe's Hairpin. Now known as the Grand Hotel Hairpin, but it used to be the Lowe's Hotel, so therefore Lowe's Hairpin. But you make your way down from the hairpin all the way here into Portier, and into Portier into the infamous tunnel. Now, you make your way all the way through the tunnel section right here. Thankfully, the Avatari gets out of our way. We will not be blocked as we make our way into the Nouvelle Chicane. Out of that, we scream our way through the marina down to Tabac Corner. Through Tabac, we go through the Louis Quiron and the swimming pool chicane. Now, we are already back. It is a quick track, but we are already making our way back into La Rascas, turning our way ever so deftly into Anthony Nogues, and Logan Sargent will come across, and he's going to come across with an unblocked time here of a 1 minute 11, so he'll be 1.8 behind Carlos Sainz. Now, we see Alex Albon is making his way towards Tabac Corner. He is making his way through the Louis Quiron and through the swimming pool chicane to finish up his lap. I haven't seen whether or not anybody's been blocked. It looks like they have fairly consistent time, so I think we did okay there. And last but not least, he's through Anthony Nogues, and now Albon will finish with a 1 minute 11.1. Okay, so we are in the 1 minute 11s to start off.
Yep, copy.
We'll see how that shakes out here. Don't yet know how that's going to look in conjunction with the rest of the field. But for our first run, not terrible. We will wait until the end of the session to get back out here again. There will be, with about 3 minutes left, 3 to 2 minutes left, there'll be a madcap rush from the pits out onto the circuit. And that's what we're going to be a part of. Alright, so with that in mind, we'll bring them in. Switch tires real quick. And let's see how those times shake out for first runs. We're definitely going to drop a little bit. Sargent especially, because he was not exactly quick through there. Looks like Sergeant will average out right now to have run in P17 on the first runs. So we're going to wait. We're going to hold. And I think now we go. About 2:25 left. I'm going to send Albon first. And then we're going to follow with Logan Sargent. All right, so as you can see, it is a bit of a parking lot to get out now, but we have one chance, I think. Let's see, Albon is looking like he'll be probably pretty safe after first runs, but it is Logan Sargent behind who we really, really need to come up good for us here. P17, I'd like him to be a little higher on the grid. I'd like him to be able to make something out of his race.
Watch out for Stroll. Work the tires.
Copy.
So yeah, big line of cars getting ready to go. It's almost time for us to pick up the pace. Albon's through the tunnel. Give me a couple of these TV views because I can afford to in qualifying. Because it's all automated, thankfully. I don't have to be in charge of my driver's pace. But it's time to go now. Albon is off.
It's clear ahead.
And Sargent behind him is also off.
It's clear. It's clear. And you go push. You go push.
The big question now, will Logan Sargent find the extra time he needs to get into Q2? He is off. He is the driver we will follow as they head down to Saint-Devote. Looks like Albon is actually far enough ahead to pull up a good slipstream for Sargent without impeding his progress. It's a good level of distance here, but it also looks as though Albon a little quicker through these sections than Sargent. Through Sector 1, though, it must be said, Sargent is quicker. He did get the benefit of a slipstream there. Sector 2, this is going to be really where it shows up for him if he's going to make his way forward. Because he's got a nice little pull here. It looks like he might actually get a pull through the tunnel section. Sargent is... Will he gain? We'll know once he gets towards Tabac Corner. It is the end of the session. These will be the final laps. Up to Tabac. It looks like Logan is going to be faster. He is faster this lap. Albon not improving, but this was not meant to be an improvement lap for him. He's already, looks like, fairly safely qualified into Q2, but will Sargent be able to climb? Will he get a better run than those in front of him? He has so far. He's going to come across the line with yet another toe. It gets him all the way to P15, but will that hold? That's very slim. One of the Alpines is across. Ocon will climb up and knock Sargent down out of Q1. So it looks like one qualifying session is already done here. De Vries comes through. He will not improve. Gasly comes through. He doesn't improve either. Sargent's going to start P16. Sargent's going to start P16. That's okay. It's not exactly what we would have liked, but it's about where he should be. It's about where he should be. The big question now is Albon finished that session in P12. Can we get him up into P10, or are we going to be out in Q2 as well? Like I said, rough weekend for our car, rough weekend for our build, but we are going to try everything we can to climb back up here. Put on a used set of tires to start the session, and we'll use another set of new if we think we can climb up the field. Climb up the field. Like the preacher in Princess Bride. Mowedge. Alright, let's do it, Alex. I have faith. First order of business, we wait, and we get a slipstream. Woo! All right. Patiently awaiting a Ferrari or Mercedes Chariot. Well, actually, I didn't mean a Mercedes Chariot, but I will take a Mercedes Chariot. Russell, please pull me along. All right, let's see how we do. All right, it's time. Wrong car, right car. There we go, just in time.
Push.
It looks like there's going to be an Aston Martin of Lance Stroll pulling on to the outlap right now, just in time to get in the way of that Mercedes. We'll see if he can clear him out. The Mercedes clearly quicker than we are, but we've got a nice little clear spot on track for right now. But will we get blocked? So far, so good it looks like, but this could be bad. We're closing fast on the Aston Martin right into the slow sections of the track. Actually, you know what's going to happen is it's going to spell doom for Mercedes. It's going to be okay for us. Because look at that. All of a sudden, Lance Stroll is holding up George Russell something fierce. And we are going to actually be able to pass him quite easily here in the tunnel. So actually, advantage us. Because we'll probably have the quickest Sector 2 on track now. Because he just had that whole section getting blocked, and we did not. No, still not as quick as Russell, but we weren't held up. I thought I heard somebody crashing right there, but it was just somebody in the pit lane firing up. Right, and we're going to cross the line. First lap looked like it was okay, but it's just okay. It's going to be a 1 minute 11.2. Oh!
Standard in that. Copy.
Oh! Did anyone else just see that overlap? As, I think it was Ocon was coming out of the pits? Because that frightened the crap out of me. The cars literally intersected, nobody crashed. Did not like that game. Did not like that minor heart attack. We were on worse tires, it is worth saying. So, now we experienced the drop, which I thought we would. And we wait. And we wait. And we wait. Holding till about 2 minutes and 30 seconds on that clock. And now, I think now I would like to go with Alex Albon. So get him out and on track. And now it is time to jump into the cockpit with him once more. Let's go, Alex.
Should be a clean up.
This could be our last lap in qualifying. We're in P13 currently. We need to improve. No teammate to help out with the slipstream right here, so it has just got to be all Alex all the time here. Let's see what he can do. He is on a fresher set of tires for this run. All right, he is green through the first sector. That was the one I was most worried about, is I wanted to see some improvement early. He's a little slow off the Lowe's hairpin. I don't know if that was the game or just my perception of it. Think he might have been a touch slow off of Lowe's. We are not great at accelerating out of those slow speed corners. He is good out of the Novell chicane, though. No, actually, he's still green. He's still climbing here a little bit. I don't know if he's going to get half a second and climb up with the Haas cars, but he is through and he's making good time. We could see a sub 111 here. Barely. Looks like it's going to be a P12 for us, I think.
P12.
Yeah, Bottas does not improve.
Go in that. Go switch in that. Yep, copy.
We're not going to make it out of Q3, but That, for what we've got this week, that's fairly respectable. We always knew this was going to be a tough race. Just waiting to see where everybody else comes across the line. Piastri is not going to improve either. And I think I just need to watch. Yeah, Sonoda's the last guy I'm watching here. I'd love to be on row 6 here. And Sonoda's not going to climb up ahead of us. So there it is, P12. So P12 and P16 on the grid. I will take that. I will honestly take that for a weekend where I thought it could have been even worse. And as you can see through Q3, it looks like, yeah, the Haas cars are there in P9 and 10. So yeah, no, our rivals this week are going to be the Alpines and the Haas cars if we want any points. We're already battling Haas and the constructors, and this is a good track for them because they aren't fast, but they can accelerate.
Last-minute checks are being made.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect.
Okay, at least, unlike, you know, the last 50 billion races we've done, I don't have to worry about the weather.
Prepare to weave their way around the streets of Monaco. You have to think there'll be twists and turns of
Yeah, this is genuinely, although, like, I mean, most of the street circuits are fairly incredible in terms of the way they look. This one, I'm still amazed on the calendar just because of how narrow it is, but it is tradition. You know, it is a really important track to the series. It is a very, very, it is, you know, it would be like, it'd be like having the NBA without the Celtics and the Lakers in it, is the best way I can describe it. You know, it's like, it's an indelible part of the tradition of this sport. I think the only way this race is going to work for us is softs to hards, I think is the... Or actually, mediums to hards is better, apparently. Because, yeah, because I can burn through the... Well, there's no real reason to burn too many tracks. Or too many tires here. But I do think I would rather do this on balance. What happens if I come in a lap early? Although, the last time I was in Monaco, the computer did this wild soft, medium strategy. Which I can do soft, medium, soft. And it would be faster, but, Yeah, it's like much faster, but at the same time, it's not worth it because of track position here. Okay, so it looks like 1 minute 36.3 is about the shortest I can get this, right? Yeah. So I would literally just come in on laps like 25 and 55 here. Let's create strategy D to look at. Like, yeah, it's only 9 seconds. And 9 seconds doesn't really matter here. I think if I want to run the best race strategy I can here, I think I'm splitting the tire strategy. I think I put Alex on softs first. I let him get ahead in this race. What happens if I pull him in 1 lap earlier? Doesn't really change anything. So I'll pull him in on lap 28 because he can survive on those hard tires from lap 28. And really, I need extra burn in the first stint. So I'm going to bring him in early on this 1 stop. And then I'm going to run Logan long on the mediums because I need to see what happens on a split strategy at some point in this game. And it's the right time for me to try it. And him I can also bring in a lap earlier than expected, right? Yeah. update strategy B there, and I'll create the medium soft strategy for him just in case. The reason now that I'm doing this is to account for any red flags or extra safety cars, because where Logan can really benefit here is if he goes long into the race and he can pit onto the hards free, wonderful. But then at the very end of the race, if there's another safety car, if there's anything like that, and he's in a out of position place, I want him to pit for the best tires possible. So I will try. I'll just keep this on the strategy board. Yeah, keep this on the strategy board, just so it's there. But I think I'm defaulting to the two strategies I have on currently. Because I think what I really want from Albon, I want to jump at the start, and I want an early pit stop to cover off anybody who's going to pit after me off of the medium tires. And if I see people doing this two-stop strategy, like if I see people go onto softs or go onto mediums during this race and start two-stopping, I'm in a position to do that with Alex. And because I'd be theoretically going longer here, all I would do is just say, okay, I'm coming in on lap 25 instead of lap 28, and I'm going to just burn these tires off. And then the question becomes much, much simpler for Logan Sargent, because I've already got him on the mediums, so I can anticipate two stops and be on better tires for the rest of the race. So I think that that's going to be the right way to look at this in terms of strategy. In terms of fuel, there's not really much of a reason to overfuel here. Monaco is not a track that's particularly unforgiving on fuel, so I don't need to load up. Spain might be a little bit different next race. Like, Spain eats your fuel tank, so I might need extra fuel for that one. But here, I think I want to stick with these paces. I want to stick with that tire load, or the tire strategy. I want to stick with that fuel load, and I think we're ready to save this bad boy. Which means, of course, I am ready to jump into my break here today on stream. And, it's a customary break between qualifying practice and the race. But don't go anywhere, because when I am back in just about 5 to 10 minutes, we're jumping into one of the most special races on the calendar. I will see you all in just a few minutes for the Monaco GP. We'll be right back. right, we are back. Thought over my tire strategy. I think I'm good with it. Mandatory compounds are taken care of. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. I don't ever worry about that. I'm literally just staring at the mandatory tire usage thing. I think that's why. Yeah. No, we're low enough down in the field where we can be reactive to what the dominant strategy on track is. So yeah, I am good with this. You know, start with a 1-stop in our heads, pivot to a 2-stop if we need to, because I've got the tires to do it. And with Albon, I could even I one last check, one last thing to check. I promise I'm almost done. So I've got, if that's laps 25 and 55. So if I try to come in on, if I were to do this, soft medium 25 and 50. That's literally the same speed. Okay, cool. So actually, yeah, might do. You know, depends on what I want to do, but I'm locked into a 2-stop if I do that. So I will stick with strategy A for now. We'll save those alternative strategies one last time because I added one extra one. And now I think we are now done with the preliminaries. I think there is nothing left to do except for us to go racing on a it's going to be a tough day for us, but I've got faith in the boys. Team Space, Williams Racing, Monaco GP. Let's do it.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers prepare for the 78 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. And the cameras now shift to Sergio Perez, concentrating on the race ahead.
Up at the front of the field where we have no aspirations. But Checo on pole. Give him his credit. Red Bull's very good this year.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we?
Yes, let's indeed see what today has in store. We are focused on Albon's race primarily. If Logan climbs and gives us a reason to cut back to him, we will. But for now, you can just see us right there.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alex has the DRS assist. Alex is trying to push his way forward. Alex is an uncontested P11 right now. He is all clear of Ocon. It's neck and neck up into Macedon and into Casino Square. But it looks like it's still neck and neck. Oh, what a move by Ocon to have the inside there. As we head down towards the Lowe's hairpin, it'll be a P12. Okay. We're where we're going to be, and now we're in the parking lot. Meanwhile, Sargent has not quite... Oh, he tried Piastri there. He's going to try him one more time. He's got him going into the tunnel. More speed from Sargent than Piastri. I said if he was going to give us a reason to cut back, we would. Going into the Nouvelle chicane, he's neck and neck. Is he going to push? He's got the... Oh, he doesn't have ERS assist. Now he does. Going into Tabac, he's going to be on the inside. Oh, this is going to be tough. Swimming pool chicane, he's still on the inside. Oh, it's going to be a move into Larascas. It's going to be into Anthony Nogues. He pushes Piastri wide, but Logan's going to have to hold serve. They hold their positions off of the start of this race. Now, we just want to stick with the fast runners in front of us. We just want to make sure we're in DRS range on lap 4. Still got the pace in the tires to push a little bit to stay forward in this race. Consolidate our positions. It's about all we can do. Meanwhile, Albon sticking with barely Esteban Ocon. We really got to press here. Luckily, Monaco is not too horrible on tires, so we'll be able to cool them down in a minute. I just got to stay in DRS. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to do that and get away from Yuki Tsunoda behind. We get separation from that AlphaTauri. This race is in front of us, not behind us. That's a big, big deal here. As you can see, Sargent already pulling a bit of a gap to Guan Yu Zhou.
DRS enabled.
DRS will be enabled next time around. We're not going to have it this lap. We'll have it next lap. One more lap of push, and then we can take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to have to push the batteries, or stop the battery push. But we got the tires for one more lap. Actually, we're not going to need the tires for one more lap.
Okay, happy to manage tyres short term.
Albon is right on top of Esteban here. I don't like it. I don't like it yet. I'm going to wait till I see the words DRS lit up in bright green letters until I do anything. Especially with Sonoda behind. I don't want to risk it. See, I'm falling off. Look at that. I fell off because I didn't think. We're going to wait for that pressure to bring him back in. It actually is going to. We're just barely on the cusp of DRS range here. We just need it to be a little slow as Hulkenberg and Ocon are fighting for that P10. We just need to let them keep us in here ever so slightly. I don't know if we've got it. I don't know if we've got it. Yes, we do. We just barely keep DRS. But it is time to turn everything down. It is time to settle into this first stint. Oh!
To increase lift and coast.
Yep.
We want to leave court, please.
Copy.
We've done everything we can to establish ourselves in this race. Now we just got to sit tight with Alex at the very least. With Sargent, I'm going to get a little cheeky here. Let's see if I can bully us past Piastri.
Be aggressive with overtake his edge.
Copy that.
He's too close to Bottas to do it. He's going to get DRS and neutralize me, so never mind.
Okay, back off.
Alright, we're going to wait till we see a nice juicy gap between Piastri and Bottas, then we'll try to move. Meanwhile, there is a gap now between myself and Ocon, as I thought would happen. So, I have got to manage this right now, because Yuki's going to try and threaten, and he's going to try and do something a little bit surreptitious to get ahead. But, quick little deployment there on the main straight, and he's not going to catch. Easy defense, you just have to do it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll let Logan get pulled along in his race. We'll try not to worry about him too much as his tires come back into the window. There's going to be a steady race here in front of Sonoda. No need to go crazy. See, once we get the tires back in the window, he actually can't really match our pace without DRS. Yep, he's already falling off again. Tires are back in the window. Alex, we just need him to get away. Nice little move through Rascass. Nice consistency through Anthony Nogues. And I think, yep, Yuki is now defending rather than offending. Alex, get forward in your race, my friend. Logan, meanwhile, he's now starting to phase back in. So you're going to let him recover battery a little bit. Actually, we're going to do the same here. No need to do anything too drastic at the moment. We're just holding on to position. Something's occurred to me. Now, I reckon even if I see others go onto the 2 stops around lap 25, which is what I'm waiting on now, I think that I might still stay on a 1-stop with Alex, get on the hard tire, preserve it like it's going out of style, and then just defend for my life with the positions I gain off of people making extra pit stops. That might be the only way we climb ahead in this race. I gotta really have my thinking cap on today to figure out, because the goal, like, P9's not that far ahead of us. P9's only about 6 seconds ahead. I think anything above P9, I'm kind of dreaming. But right now, with the level of consistency I've got, I'm climbing back onto the back of Ocon. Slowly, but I'm doing it. And I'm doing it while getting battery back on both of my guys. Like, Sargent's already back in the DRS train that Bottas is pulling along. So, I've got decent early race position here. And Albon, as I said, he's catching Hulkenberg and Ocon's duel ahead of us. We're not yet out of the duels for that final points position. P10 is literally within sight. Wait, look at that. On that last lap, we're a good 0.8 seconds ahead of them. We're really catching that duel. Still very early in the race. Exactly right, Garrus. It's still early in the race. What we want right now is just good, consistent driving. Like, good, consistent driving. Knock on my desk. Just putting in quality lap times, using the tire well, keeping it in the temperature range, not being overly aggressive if we're in DRS trains. Good laps, good pit stops. As it is right now, look at that. We're pulling up. We're tantalizingly close to their DRS. And we've almost got a 3.5 second gap to Yuki Tsunoda behind. Oh, it's agonizingly close. They ran a little quicker that lap. And they definitely had a little bit more of a DRS gap going down that straight. But as we can see, actually Magnussen is starting to lose ground to Hulkenberg as well. He's lost a lot of ground, actually. Hulkenberg is caught up to Magnussen. Point in fact. We are agonizingly close. Agonizingly close. To the point where I'm going to push a little fuel to catch him. We're too close not for me to try and just get to the back end of this duel.
Okay.
And plus, as I said, it's not a track that goes painful on your fuel load. So it is worth it to press out a little bit in those sections where we know we're strong on pace, to try and catch up to the back end of them. Because Hulkenberg is almost within a second of Magnussen, so we need to get on the DRS now. Point in fact, we're going to even use the tire, too.
Close the gap if you can.
We've got a follow here. Thank you very much, Lennon. I appreciate you. Good to see you in chat. 1.5 seconds, 1.4. We're really struggling to get that gap down here. Even when burning up fuel, even when burning up tire, but we just caught a lot there in the middle section. In the middle sector, we practically caught the duel. We're in the DRS range. We just need to hold it now. All right. We're within a second. We just need to hold it on to the back end of this lap. Because Alex Albon now is on the battle for P10. If he can hold on to DRS right now. Pretty sure we've got it. Yep, we've got it. We're locked in early in this race on a good battle here. And as we get this extra pace... Yep, this is first season as a matter of fact. So we're doing a good job of holding on right now to some midfield cars that have some better pace than we do. And Sargent's actually... Sargent's tantalizingly close to Piastri here. I might switch over as long as that holds. It's going to be a little bit of an agony to hold on to this here. But I think the fight for 15th right now is on. I think if I'm a little bit cheeky with what I try to get out of Sargent's tire here, I can get him ahead. But we're going to need to start going aggressive on it now. And he's got the battery to do this as well. So let's start by having a good takeoff and following.
Copy.
Meanwhile, Albon just barely holding on. We're going to wait. Yep, this is where I want you right now. Oh, don't burn it all yet. Don't burn it all. Don't burn it all. Wait for the main straight, Logan. Turn the battle assist on.
It's available if needed.
Albon is just out of range on DRS, I think, but that's okay. Oh, no, he's got it. Never mind. We are more focused on what I'm about to do right here, which is we're going to deploy for this.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you stick your nose in just a moment and drive in the clean air. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Push, push, push. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Kind of cowardly, Logan. Every time I want you to make a move, you don't. And we got to back off on the battery as well. I tried. I gave him everything he could. No, actually, Logan, you did have somewhere to go. You just gave up. But it's okay. You will have more opportunities in this race. We just need you to rest now and just stick behind Piastri. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like this is a good start for us right now. We've been in the points a couple of times. We brought home an 8th place in Baku. We brought home an 8th place in Imola. So very, very happy thus far with the results. And I'm very happy right now with Alex's race pace through Sector 3 here. He's really doing a superb job of holding on to this battle. You can even have to turn off the battle assist there because he's so down on battery after he wasted it. And, yep, we're just going to kind of have to settle in here. Really just waiting to see what happens as this race develops. You know, it is Monaco, so the thoughts immediately turn to who's going to, you know, where's the racing incident going to come from? Who's going to push it a little bit too hard and put themselves in a barrier? Where, you know, where is the intrigue going to arise? Is somebody going to try that potential 2-stop I mentioned? Is there going to be a, is somebody going to be daring enough to do that? You know, if they're going to do a 2-stop, will our overcut onto a 1-stop work, or do we need to actually go onto the 2-stop as well? A lot of questions to be answered here in the intervening 65 laps still to come. And it's a long race too, despite the short lap. Lest we not forget. So far, though, I'm liking what I'm seeing here from Williams Racing and Team Space. Sargent losing a bit of ground to Piastri. Not sure about that, buddy. Gonna need you to do that. Is he just out of ERS and I'm missing that? He's on 10%. He doesn't push past 10% on the main straight, does he? Yes, he does. I got a harvest. I don't believe that.
Copy.
Doing so poorly that I got a harvest. He really screwed up his battery. And that's going to actually put him back firmly in P16. In clear air, he's so slow. Meanwhile, Albon just cool as you like here in P12. That's probably enough. Yeah, he's got more than Alex does, and Alex is not running out of battery. That's actually refreshed Logan. Now I need him to push back up towards Piastri. It's definitely not a race for us to try and pull a Miami. Definitely not going to do that. But I like what's going on so far, and Ocon is really starting, unless I'm crazy, he's really banking on the DRS as much as I am to stay with Nico Hülkenberg in P10. But nobody is pulling away on pure pace here. Sargent's almost back on the back end of Piastri, who consequently is now on the back end of Yuki Tsunoda. So a DRS train for Sargent as well, and now he is on the back of that. Alright, so I guess I just need to be patient. I just need to be patient and see what everybody else is going to go for.
Copy.
Let me just look at this. If the 2 stops happen, we're going to start seeing them around lap 23, 24. So I'm just not going to worry. I'm just going to leave it. Although I don't like that gap. Don't like that gap.
Let's reduce lifting coast. Okay.
Really pushing out the excess fuel in this rather than the tires because I really not sure. I'm just not sure how much of the soft tire I'm burning yet. Alright, just did enough to stay in DRS. But that was a bit of a... I think Ocon tried to hit escape velocity on us there.
Just increase lifting coast. Yes, copy.
I think as I also start to lose the tire, that hard compound for... So some people are definitely on the 1 stop. And they're doing their hard sensor. Now, I might be crazy. I didn't know if I knew that they were on the hards. That has opened up the back end of this race. I might be using this pace to hold even with them, but later I'm going to be having them on. I'm going to be on bad hards, them on better softs or better medium behind me, but they are going to be burning out their tire in the same way that I'm burning mine out right now in about 10-15 laps. So it's just going to come down to like a traditional classical Monaco defense, I think. I think I'm going to do the hardest work I do during the very end of this stint. I think I'm out of DRS. Yep, out of DRS. Albon's got to push again.
Suggest no Lyco into turn 1. Yep.
Alrighty, well, sit wrap, lap 17, we're getting close to the pit stop phase. Another 10 laps or so, and then we're there. And I have not seen anything yet that makes me think that I want to try anything crazy in comparison to the teams around me. I think the strategy I'm on right now is the sound one. But I genuinely think I've lost... I don't know if I'm going to catch back up for the DRS right now. I've pushed for about everything I can on this tire. I can't really use tire to push back up now. So I just got to kind of live with P12 for the moment. The real hard work of this race is at the very end. But once I get onto the hard tire, I think I'm okay. I will, for a while... back in the field, outpace both Magnussen and Hülkenberg. But yeah, no, they're now going to pull away now that I don't know that little extra boost from them. All right, well, time to save fuel and just wait out the stint. How are you doing, Logan?
Lifting coast.
Logan also starting to fall back a little bit. And he also doesn't really have any tire left to push on until lap 35. So he is actually about halfway through his stint and has not done horribly. Used to seeing him a little higher up, but again, as we said coming into this race, this is not our track. We are not a low-speed corner vehicle. Yeah, you'll be back on DRS in no time. In fact, Piastri has lost his DRS. Is Piastri losing his tire? And actually, if anyone's losing their tire, I'm losing my tire. Yeah, we'll just flip back to this right here, because we might have a chance to move into overtake cheeky territory with Piastri again. I'm going to get DRS, I'm going to harvest this lap. Yeah. Because he needs that more than he needs to be battling on this specific lap. Just hold with... Am I still driving in clean air? That's what's slowing Logan down. I was wondering why he was going so slow. I'm just an idiot. And now he's actually gotten some stuff back. Alright. Albon's not doing that, is he? Yeah, good. He's not trying for any... I wasn't trying for overtakes with Albon, so I don't think I was trying to get him in clean air anyway. Well... making our way slowly but surely through this race, though. Piastri's fallen back. We're going to wait on any battery push until the last corners, but if we're close, it might be worth a little push. We are going to try some fuel push.
Look at reducing the...
Do I want to go... You know what? Yes, I do.
What do you think?
Yep.
We are going to do something that you're not supposed to do right now. We are taking a risk in the Monaco GP.
Make sure you do some energy.
Copy.
But I want this spot if I can get it. Oh, Logan's going to make the move! Logan's on the inside! And wait for it! Logan Sargent's in P15 in Monaco. We have actually made a pass into Saint-Devant. How do you like that?
Copy.
Oh, what a sensational move from the rookie there. Queued it up nicely. All the way from Tabac to get ready for that move. And it's pulled off wonderfully by the American. P15 in the cards. And now, as you can see, I've got a little bit of space to run away from Oscar and get ahead in this race again. Make a little bit of use of my straight line speed here. We're going to burn fuel to do it. But I'm very, very happy with that pass. Unreal move from Logan Sargent, honestly. Proud of him. Bald eagle noises intensify for America. But I'm not going to be out of the DRS just yet. Piastri's going to have one lap, hopefully only one lap of DRS on me. That front wing is, or that back rear wing is open. Yes, it is. Yep. And he's going to be close, but not close enough. Just enough to push away, burn that fuel off, and get that second gap. He's going to stick to me like glue, I think. We're going to need a good getaway here. Actually, we're getting a little space. No, he's firing up his battery, I think, to stay with us. Yeah, Piastri is firing the battery up to stick with us. He does not want to fall off my DRS right now. How are we doing through? Oh man, I might need to harvest again. Yes, I do. I need harvest and I need aggressive tires. which means letting Piastri get a little close. But I think once I am down here towards the hairpin, yeah, that's enough. Okay. And actually, Sargent is now... am I about to DRS train? Yes, I am. I'm almost caught to Sonoda. What is going on? Logan Sargent. This medium tire is starting to come alive here for the Williams. In fact, I'm clear of Piastri. Yeah, I'm clear of Piastri, all right. And we are on the back of Sonoda, and are we getting... it's going to be close. Is there DRS? I think there might be. Yeah, we got DRS on Yuki Tsunoda, and we have climbed up towards the competition here for P14 with Logan Sargent. For the moment, we're going to turn his overtake aggression to medium because I don't want him with a subprime car trying to get ahead. It's almost time for pit stops. That soft tire, Alex has given absolutely everything on. He's due in just 5 short laps once we get to the line. Meanwhile, Sargent is actually stuck to... yeah, we've actually stuck to the back of that AlphaTauri. If we're within 5/10, I'm going to save a little bit and I'm going to harvest to get a pass here done before our pit stop. Because we need the battery kick on the main straight to get past. We know this now. Yeah, let's save here.
So we touch the pack.
Yeah, confirm.
Use the DRS to get ahead. All right. Man, oh man, this is tense now. I didn't think I was going to have that many duels to go through here, but Logan has really surprised me here. To the point where I'm going to start pressing on the engine just a little bit. We essentially have like enough left in our tire to make like one pass opportunity. Question is, will I be close enough going through Anthony Nogues and Rascast to make this worth our while? Ocon is in the pits. What is Ocon doing? Ocon is going from softs on to... Esteban Ocon is confirmed to stopping this race.
The window is open.
Yep, copy.
I think that puts us on the 1 stop. I'm making the executive decision to keep Alex on the 1 stop as we come out ahead of Ocon right here. We can actually hold up. No, actually, Piastri's going to do that for us. Oscar Piastri's going to hold up Esteban Ocon for us. More people coming in off the softs. I'm curious. That's not our race. Ocon is. But Ocon's 2 stopping. The only way we keep him behind us is if we go on to 1 stops. So I think we're going to do the 1 stop here. And defend for our lives at the end of the race on the hard tire. Logan is close enough for me to get ballsy.
Like to reduce like...
Copy.
Let's do the thing we're not supposed to do in Monaco. Let's take a risk.
Did everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a very, very nice takeoff into Sandoval, but he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. It's a very good defense. I did not mean to pause that.
I'll try, man.
You tried. That was actually a very good try from Logan Sargent. I don't mind that at all.
Copy. Gasly's
in the pits as well. He's out on medium, so he's also two-stopping. Everybody's two-stopping, it seems like, except for our rivals here in the Haas who were trying to pass. So we're on the one-stop. It is guaranteed now. Virtual certainty. I really am going to try again. This time I'm not going to have the battery to do anything other than stick with him. This is almost as much of a defense against Piastri as anything. We almost lost DRS there. That was close. All right, Alex, meanwhile, is on... He's about to be on his last lap here before we get him on a new set of tires. So I'm going to switch to him briefly as Sargent kind of just... Actually, we're going to need to stay on Logan because he's now in a fight. From behind, Albon, meanwhile, is still staying ahead in this race. We've got a good gap. I'm going to start burning the tires. Not yet. Piastri fell back off, so we're not worried. Back to Albon. All right, Alex, you now have my permission. Kill the tires, buddy.
Let's go, push.
Okay.
And as we said, we're going to bring him in for the hard compound tires, and it is going to be a long tire preservation stint, but we're going to put him in, and he's coming in, and he'll come out in P18, but he comes out probably in the right position. Let him go buck wild. Yuki is really accelerated the last couple of laps. Yuki must be burning battery. Albon taking everything out of this tire. And I mean absolutely everything. That's going to be at 30% by the time we're back at the pits. Now Hamilton is in ahead. And now, Alex is almost done. He's run a brave, brave first stint for us, but it is now time to get into the pits and get to preserving those tires.
Tires short term.
Yep, sure.
Need a good pit stop here.
Box.
Good, clean job here by my mechanics. Fingers crossed. They drop him for a very good stop. That's a very good stop for us.
Busy pit exit.
And we're going to come out. It's going to be a header behind a Joe. It's going to be just behind Guan Yu Zhou, who is on worse tires, so we got some work to do. Meanwhile, Logan, we're going to have to leave to his own devices for a little bit. It has become absolutely imperative to manage Alex right now because I got to get him past. I've got to get him past.
Close in now.
Gonna give him that battle assist.
Use the overtake.
Copy.
Get him as close as we humanly can. And then we're going to have to jump right past him once we get into the main straight. Which means we are about to go aggressive, and you may now deploy, Alex. Get past that car.
Use the overtake.
Copy.
Flexible overtake.
Yeah, but as you can see, he's not even going to fight it. He just knows we're faster. And that is brilliant from Alexander Albon. Can go into neutral.
Yep, copy.
And in fact, we're going to even have to harvest a little bit there.
Let's get the pack under
But the
control.
important thing is we're past Guan Yu Zhou. We're past the car on worse tires. And now I can actually stop harvesting. And we're on the back of Esteban Ocon, who we were not racing. You might remember. We were not in Albon's race, but because Oscar Piastri has done a bang-up job, and as have we, of holding up the field, suddenly Esteban Ocon is in Alex Albon's race. And he is pitting again. So right now, I am getting one of the biggest favors in the world. I'm on a 1-stop. Ocon's on a 2-stop. Every lap that we stay this close, he's losing like 8. He loses like an 18-second pit stop to me. Oh, Albon's where he should be. He just pit. He just pit. And now, Logan Sargent is going to take over the defense of keeping Ocon from getting ahead in this race. And the longer I go here, the more I screw... Excuse me. The longer I go, the more I screw Esteban Ocon. Because all he wants to do nothing more than put his nose past me and get ahead in this race. Nope. We are holding him up. Our tires have phased in, and we're going to pit. Now, I'm no longer on a pit strategy. I pit when his tires are below 80%. Because now, Ocon is screwed, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to try for a ballsy pass. We're going to keep defending. And there's nothing he can do. There is nothing he can do on far superior tires right now. Do you see the level of shitbaggery I'm pulling? Like, do you see this? Min is on fresh softs. I am on dead. And I mean dead mediums. Meanwhile, Alex Albon, right behind, sticking with us in DRS. Oh, he's going to get past now. Yep, he is. Which means, Logan, you are now on your pit lap. And that means we had a little bit of fun with that, but it's now time for you to get on your pit lap. And actually, Logan, you're not going to fight your teammate.
Okay, box.
Because now the imperative is, yep, let Alex get ahead in his race. That was just beautiful. Logan Sargent, like, I am loving my rookie's performance today. He's going to keep himself in P14, which is race position for us now. And we're going on the hard stint. And he managed to preserve it so, even though Ocon is now going to get away from us here in this stint, he's got to pit again, and he will be guaranteed almost to be behind us once we're done here. So now Logan can just press out his tire for everything it's worth. Get the extra little boost on a terrible compound with the slipstream behind him behind Albon, and just get pulled through on his pit lap onto the hards. And we have done a masterful job. Albon might have points in the off if he can just continue to run the race that he's running. Ditto with Sargent, who has he has done everything in his power to run a masterful race. He has given it his all in this stint, but it is time for him, like Albon, to start managing the tires, managing the pace. Great work. I'm so proud of that stint. He's about to get lapped a couple times here too, but it doesn't matter. That's not our race. Our race is the McLarens behind, as well as Sonoda. Who Sonoda's pitting again, I think.
And Cleon did it. What do I
Yeah,
find?
those are that. I'm a lap runner to those two, so we're not going to worry. So go through to the Red Bull and the Aston, and now we're out in good space. We're exactly where we wanted to be with Logan. So now Logan just relaxes and drives. Alex just relaxes and drives. Whew! The hard work comes later. Meanwhile, let's just take a quick look at Hulkenberg, Magnussen, and Bottas on the hards. That's our real competition. And thus far, we are catching. As is Ocon, who might get stuck behind Bottas and help our race. So now the longer that these hard compound runners stay out, the better it is for us. Because basically, we're on these tires till the end unless we get a late safety car. Oh, speaking of the devil, yellow flag.
Verstappen has crashed.
Verstappen has crashed. Max Verstappen has crashed. Oh! He had a date with the barriers, and he's on a flat tire. And actually, he's holding up my race pace, I think. Hang on. Pause. No, we're past him now, I think. Yeah, because there he is. Oh my God. Max Verstappen has had a disaster. That actually could be huge. Because he's got to go all the way back around with a flat tire. He's going to hold up the field, and he's got to pit. And it's a red flag! Oh, no!
Red flag.
Oh, my God! Oh, that's a flippin' disaster for us. Oh, and that's why, after his wreck, he causes 2 more wrecks. Unbelievable scenes here. Is that all 3 of them out? That's a couple of people out. But that does mean it's made our tire strategy for the end a bit of a horror. Because those can't make it to the end. The hards I'm on can. But it also means doing a race restart on worse tires. But I'm not the only team in this conundrum, because now everybody who was on the softs and got onto another pair of softs has to get onto mediums, double E, or hards and mediums to get to the end of their race, or they're going onto the fresh hards now and never pitting again. So I am kind of screwed compared to the rest of the field, because I have to either put on better tires or I have to sit on my slightly worse tires and keep going, because we're on lap 36 of 70. Actually, nah, yeah, it's bad. It's actually very bad. We could not have had, we literally couldn't have had a red flag at a worse time for our race. I think I'm going to be 11th because there are 2 cars out. Actually, so what a red flag means is that an incident has happened on track that is so bad that the track is completely blocked up and that the race has to be brought to a halt. after the track is cleared and the barriers are checked so that they're deemed safe both for the drivers and for those who are spectating, the race will be given a resumption time, and then typically the rule is that you are supposed to do a standing start, which means everybody gets back on the grid and you go again from the word go. However, there is also a provision for if it's raining very heavily, they will do what's known as a rolling start, which is that the cars go out behind the safety car, they go around, and then the safety car pulls and the race restarts like a normal safety car restart. Something has occurred to me, though, as I was talking through that. The Haas and Bottas, our competitors who are now ahead of us, they were on hard compound tires, which means that they are now also screwed, because they no longer get to extend their stint into either a 1 or a 2 stop with 2 softs, or with, to the mediums and get a 1 stop out of that. So they now have to 2 stop, but they were our competition ahead of us. So if the people that we're racing are going to be forced onto a 2 stop as well, then us being on a 2 stop doesn't hurt as much, which means I think we're going on to the soft tires. And Logan can go double soft, which is the only sensible thing to do with him. So we will confirm that. Why do I see hard tires on my car?
All drivers have taken their positions again.
All right, now I gotta pause real quickly here. Okay, we are on softs. The mediums might have just barely made it, but we don't care. Now you can see I can push everything. One thing I don't like about red flags, it doesn't let you get your settings on in terms of having your full battery, your full ERS assist and whatnot. So I have to pause, hold the game's hand to do that, and push straight up into the points. Looks like I'm not the only one who went on this crazy plan of mine. Time penalty for Verstappen.
Nice.
He's not in the race, though. And we are up in P10. Logan Sargent is up in P14. And we're going to push away as much as we can. Hulkenberg racing us on the mediums. We're going to have the inside line, though, as we head out of the hairpin, and that is P10. Or P9, excuse me. Albon is well in the points. All of a sudden, we're going to have to pit twice, and we're not racing a lot of the cars ahead of us, but we are racing Valtteri Bottas, and we are racing Kevin Magnussen, and I do believe we are in the running right now to push into another P8 with Williams. Are you kidding me? The question is, will we get the aggressive overtake done here on Valtteri? We're going for it. We're looking for it. We're not going to go this lap. Instead, we're going to hold off. We're going to preserve some battery. Meanwhile, Logan is here behind the AlphaTauri. He sees a move. He's not going to find it on this lap. He tries to press in.
I just have no shot.
Just wait on it, Alex. Just wait. You can be patient. As can we back here with Sargent on this pass right now. I want places in this race. What am I doing turning the fuel down? I don't need to do that.
Look at reducing the lift and co.
And Sargent's got to get ahead in this race now.
You can be aggressive with overtake usage. I got it.
Oh man, this is suddenly a Monaco Grand Prix that has come alive.
Close up.
Yeah, in fact, we need to close up a little bit more, guys. Go aggressive on this overtake, and I want to see that clean air, Logan. We're going to wait one lap for the overtakes. or at least for the overtake singular. But we are on the quest for DRS. Melting the tires a little bit to start the stint, but I am pitting again. That's the crucial factor here. We are indeed coming into the pits again. Just going to get the pace back into the tires a little bit.
Copy.
And I'm going to deploy a little bit with Alex so he can try to catch.
To manage tyre short term.
Copy. Full deploy.
Managing Alex in absentia a little bit because I think Logan has the better chance of getting past here. Just want the tire to phase back in. It's a faster tire than what Tsunoda's got, so we will be able to get past him. It is a matter of patience to climb here. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg is still behind us on the mediums. His tire is phasing in nicely. Ours is not so much. Alright, he's managing to stick with Tsunoda a little bit here. Alright, it's time for the deploy.
Use the rest.
It's time for the attack. Let's see if we can make a pass here. He is well, and I mean well out of Joe's DRS range. So this is going to be the best chance I think we have with Logan to get past here on Yuki Tsunoda and get up into P13. Will the patience pay off? We are on high overtake aggression. We get a good launch. And it is not even a question. Logan is through. He's on the better tire. He's got the better acceleration. And P13 belongs to Williams Racing, as we are going to try and leave Yuki Tsunoda in the dust. Now, Tsunoda, critically, not pitting again. We will probably have to pass him on track again if we want that position. But if we can get further ahead, we're going to be in good shape. Meanwhile, Nico Hulkenberg almost on top of us. We're going to leave them to their devices here, and we're going to refocus our race here on our front runner in P9. You see Ocon, we got a couple of people back here who are trying to go into the hard tire and finish the race there. Everybody else, we got a lot of competitors on softs and mediums as well who we are still competing with. Just ever so slightly too far for the medium tire to survive the full race. And we're going to attack here because I think I think Hulkenberg's going to try for something. He was, but we get forward, and we get forward necessarily, and we're almost back onto Bottas here with Albon. Just climbing up towards Casino Square. We are almost in that magical gap, and we've got it. That is DRS range now on the back of Valtteri Bottas. And we can see all the way up to P7. But again, we have given ourselves an extra stop in this race because of who we're fighting. So we'll see whether or not that carries off. More importantly, if we can get ahead in this race and get Hulkenberg off of our back end and keep him from getting DRS pace on us, we can keep him from using our tire to propel himself ahead in this race. That would be huge. Meanwhile, Bottas has fallen off.
Let's close the gap now.
Bottas has fallen off. And here we go. Right up the middle for P8. And suddenly, this race is just remarkable for us. And remember, we cannot finish on this tire, but we can climb up the field and make the best of it. Remember, we were kind of shafted during that red flag anyway. We needed to do something drastic. We needed to do something interesting, something new and unique to climb the field, and we are doing it. Now, it's time to try one more pass here.
Push to close this gap.
If I can get past Kevin Magnussen and pull it upward in this race, this could be an actual point-scoring finish. But it's going to be hard work after our next pit stop. And it is time for the deployment.
Excuse up the overtake.
We're on superior tires. We've got superior push. We've got the DRS. And we are through. Alex Albon is in P7 at Monaco. Unbelievable. Sargent's a little held up here. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue climbing without direct support, but Magnussen is now behind us. We're gaining to Bottas and we're gaining to Hülkenberg here. Can we gain gap to Magnussen? That's going to be really important, actually.
Okay, press and hold overtake.
So we're on the better tires. We've got better fuel loads. Look at that. We're getting away. We're getting away from Kevin Magnussen. Meanwhile, Sargent is within attack range.
Happy to push.
And it's going to be all out attack on Joe because he's not in DRS. Oh, I gave the wrong guy power. I gave the wrong guy power. Well, at least he got him away from K-Mag. We'll wait a lap for Logan's pass, I guess.
Make sure you give some energy.
I'm going to be even more aggressive with Sargent than I'm being with Albon because I really don't know how high I can get him in this race. This could be a P20 for Sargent when it all shakes out. So, we got to go. Oh, he's going to go for it in Beau Rivage? No, he's not. He's going to wait. He's going to smartly wait. But we're set. We're angling for that pass. Meanwhile, Albon has got 1.7 seconds to K-Mag. He needs to keep growing that. Now, the right person has the stuff he needs to make this pass. Oh, Logan, you absolute coward. Ugh. I hate that he has less aggression going for the passes than Albon does. I really hate that. And I've got him on high aggression. But you see, now you've got your tire out of the zone, and you don't have a pass, despite the fact that you had the speed to do it. Poor. We'll have to get it next lap. So the one thing we did not want to happen to Logan Sargent is we did not want him to get held up. Albon is holding a steady gap to that Haas. I don't know.
So we're racing Zoo.
Zoo? I've never heard Guan Yu Zhou's name pronounced Zoo. That's a very interesting audio clip from Gate and Jago there. Alright, now, I want to see a pass, Logan.
Break the auto to improve cooling.
Oh, he's put the tire in because I forced him to, but he's got it! That was very necessary for Logan Sargent, and he has climbed up all the way to P12. Whether or not he finishes P18 or not, I still don't know, but he's made a very necessary pass here to get on the back of Esteban Ocon. This is a risky strategy because we were out of the points and we are trying to claw our way back in. And it involves, like, the dumbest idea in the world. Hey, let's do a lot of passing in Monaco. But we seem to have carried it off a little bit thus far. Because now I've gotten away from Guan Yu Zhou. The key now, I think, is just being patient. Magnussen is going to push up towards me a little bit. Surely the Haas have to pit again off those mediums. Surely. Because if not, when I pit to my mediums at the end and I just go buck wild, I'm going to be catching them at a rate of knots. Actually, Albon... Does Albon have an extra... Do I have an extra pair of softs? I do, but they're not fresh. But they'll be fresh enough at the end of the race. About lap 59, I think I can come in. Yeah, that's what it's telling me too. Lap 50... Yeah, I think it's going to be lap 58. Lap 58 will come in with Albon. And then Sargent... You're coming in on fresh tires, so I can bring you in on lap 57. It's early for that, but it does let me push the crap out of the tire as much as I want to with Logan. And it's about the best thing I can do. All right. Oh, I didn't even put him on the strategy. Actually, it lets me go a little bit aggressive for a few laps with Alex.
If you've got any pace left.
Let's me go a little aggressive with my front runner here. I need to get away from the Haas anyway. So why not? Turn off the battle assist because I don't really need it right now. Preserve a little bit of electricity. And just keep building. That's what we need right now, just to build a little bit of an advantage. Further ahead we get now, the better off we are later. There's not much sense in burning through Sargent's tires, meanwhile, because despite the fact that I'd like to get ahead in this race, this DRS train has two superior vehicles in it, in the Haas and in the Alpine, and their tires are now better than mine. I tell you what would be god tier is if we get another safety car in about 5 or 6 laps, I'm on Dream Street. Right now, I just want to use these tires up a little bit. Use the tires, burn off that excess fuel. Ocon's fallen behind. Ocon's fallen behind. Can we do it? He might have DRS still. No, he doesn't. And that is P11 for Logan Sargent.
Manage tires.
I can't believe this. Like, I mean, really, it's going to take, really, this is all, kind of performative for Sargent. I don't think Sargent's going to finish in the points, but, he's close to him, ain't he? Like, look where I've climbed up to. Like, look at this. It's kind of silly. Hulkenberg now doing everything in his power to stretch his tires, but ours are now back in the zone, so we should just slowly catch back up. Now that the tire is actually in a decent temperature window, I can bring the pace up a little bit. Ideally, I'd like to be on the back of the fight so that I can charge up, I can harvest a little bit of battery, because he needs it. Meanwhile, Albon getting ahead in this race. He's almost on the back of the Mercedes of Russell. That'd be something. Okay. Albon, it is finally time to stop burning off the excess fuel, buddy. I'm going to need some for your last stint. I gotta harvest a little bit with Sargent here, tiny, tiny bit. It's gonna get Ocon on the back of me, so I gotta be careful. Right where I need to be. Okay, cool. I can get forward again. Gap is increasing to Kevin Magnussen. Yep. Ocon is still threatening. He is doing that, and I got to slow down here because his tires are back out of the window. But we're holding him back so far. This is a very prodigious race here for us in Season 1. We have another pit stop to go because we absolutely got screwed there. Hello, Trixie. Welcome into chat. Good to see you there. We are really, really in better shape than I ever thought we'd be with 25 laps to go at the line. But I think that's going to be an... Yep, Ocon's going for it.
Try to catch up, get back.
Ocon's going for it. We will defend. And that is another failed pass into Sainte-Devote for Ocon. Now that we're holding his pace back, this is actually going to help us significantly for Albon's race later. Because he's pushing with everything he's worth to try and get past us, because we've ragged this tire. And there's a follow there from Trixie. Thank you very, very much. Williams is treating me way better than I thought we would. We had points in Baku. We've had points in Imola. Alex Albon. We also, I think, got a couple of points in Australia as well with Albon. So we are doing everything we can right now. Despite the fact that we got screwed by a red flag on our hard compounds, we had to turn this into a one-stop half of a race here at Monaco. So we're trying to do everything we can to push ahead in the field and to make it so that we can actually push for points at the end here. But it's a close-run thing here as we get towards our final pit stop. As you can see, I'm going to just need to push with Sargent the rest of the way because Ocon is giving no quarter here. Meanwhile, the gap between the Haas and the Williams continues to get bigger there for P7. The bigger that gap gets, the easier it will be out for Albon to make up time later to get past. Sargent, meanwhile, let me just check something. If Albon were to come in now, he would come out in P15, which is behind Pierre Gasly. It's time to go aggressive on him and go back on the push mode.
Happy to increase pace.
Similarly, I got to go aggressive here. Remember, we started out of the points here. We have to do something drastic to try and see if we can get into them. Russell also drastic ahead of us, so that's our race. But we're going on to fresh softs with at very least Sargent, so points might still be on the off, but it's going to be very, very hard. Very hard for us to get into the points, but we're going to do everything we can.
To increase lifting coast.
Including pushing the junk out of Logan's tires right now.
The window is...
Oh, nice! You're working with McLaren? That looks like it's a lot of fun in this game because the McLaren is nowhere near where it is on track in F1 Manager 23. So that's definitely a big, big project to take on. I like hearing that. More fun with a backmarker anyway, you know? Like solidarity. Albon continues to grow that gap to Magnussen. I'm asking a lot of the boys here today. Asking them to get very far ahead in this race, despite not a lot of ability to do so. But the thing is, that last stint, I have a lot of push in that soft tire. Yeah, well, to be fair to you, you don't work at the real McLaren. You work at the game McLaren, which has a bad wind tunnel rather than the good wind tunnel in real life. That's just seen them rocket up the rocket up the standings. Meanwhile, Sargent is caught back up to Hulkenberg. That's huge, because we need to pull him ahead a little bit too to try and get a little bit of a gap to Piastri. Meanwhile, Albon still about 11 seconds ahead of Bottas. It's here. We gotta try and get, if we can get him in and behind or ahead of Guan Yu Zhou. Like, that's where I'm aiming. I gotta get him ahead of Zhou and Tsunoda.
Okay, reduce lift and coast.
Yep.
Sargent's gonna be pitting pretty soon. Like, Sargent's next lap. But Albon, I'm gonna stretch a little bit because I need to build that gap. See, that's all that counts. Like, if you can get a 6th with McLaren, that's good work in this game. Like, 6th is what our aim is. We don't have any illusions with the top 5 here, but we want to put up good low point scoring performances here at Team Space with Williams Racing to just pull us up the standings. It is time for Sargent to push.
Like to reduce light cut.
Yep, we're bringing him in. That's exactly right, game. And we're putting him on fresh softs to boot. So I can rag these tires.
Box.
Which we're going to have to.
Yeah, copy in.
Because we always knew this was coming. We couldn't have made it to the end on the mediums. We just didn't have that pace. But if we get onto these softs in a good enough position, we can push forward. And that is the aim. Albon is still in P15 if he comes in. Meanwhile, I didn't even check where Sargent's coming out. Sargent is coming out in P17. Is what it is. Maybe I can get ahead of Norris. I don't know. Well, it'll be close. Alright, Albon is coming around the final corner now. I want to push his pit stops by 1 lap. I think he's still making good pace here. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing it. Sergeant, it is time to come in. Brilliant work in that stint, buddy, making things muddied up for everybody else. Now come on in. Good pit stop now. Good pit stop. Breaking the DRS train for Ocon as well. Let's see. Oh, hey, totally good to see you. And also enjoy your new VIP badge. I can finally give those out. Meanwhile, Sergeant, it's a good pit stop. It's a good pit stop. It's going to be tough. Can we stay out ahead of McLaren? Right now, P15. This is 1 ahead of where we were on the grid. We are ahead of Piastri. And we can push that tire. Meanwhile, Albon, where would he come out if he was to pit now? P12? Yeah, it's time to push the rest of the life out of this tire. He's in next lap.
Close this gap.
Sargent's got 7 seconds to make up to Gasly. I believe in him. All right, Alex, it is time to come in. Yeah, I got plenty of push. Take the tire we used in quali, buddy.
Box this lap. Box.
Just gotta keep running ahead. We want to come out ahead of Guan Yu Zhou. Yep, we're in 11th right now. We gotta go. This is tense right now. This is the difference between us climbing back up into the points or not. Right here is this lap. We need everything from Alex. We need him to give his absolute all. Which is a weird thing to say through the slowest corner on the calendar, but Lowe's hairpin is conquered on the lap in. Alex now has to absolutely gun it. We can't give him battery right now. We can't really give him fuel either. But what we can do is give him every chance to climb into P11 here at the beginning of this lap. Fingers crossed. Alex Albon is in.
Okay, happy to manage tyre short term.
Albon is in. We are watching this AlphaTauri right here of Esteban Ocon. We're watching the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda right here. We need to pull into this massive gap right here. It's going to be very, very close. It's a good pit stop. 4 good pit stops today in the race. And Albon is going to be right here in P11, stalking Ocon, Hülkenberg, Bottas, and Magnussen on much worse tires than ours. There are points in the off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Beautiful pit stop phase. Could not have asked for more. I do too, especially when your teams get into the season, they start making more errors. They're the most stressful thing on earth. But right now, we're climbing. Only 2.8 to Esteban Ocon. Oh, it's not hype for me. It's hype for the race that my boys are running right now. This is the type of performance we had to have if we were going to get up into the points today, and we are currently giving everything we have got. It's only 2.3. The tires are now almost heated up for Alex Albon. He is not quite in the window just yet, but we don't even need to burn extra fuel right now. In fact, I need to fuel saving for a moment. We're on the right tires at the right time in this race. The battle is up to P8 with this DRS train. Sargent, we're going to save the tire until he gets up into that battle with Gasly. Sargent can get as high as P12 today. Albon is now on the back of the DRS train. And he's on far superior tires, and he's got the aggression if he wants it to go for overtakes. Look at that, Ocon struggling. He's trying to defend, and he's fallen off the pace a little bit. I think he's almost out of... No, he's not quite out of DRS. He's going to have it, but we have got superior ability here.
Start reducing lift and coast. Yep.
Time to attack, Alex.
Yep. Deploy. Okay.
Oh, he's pulled to the inside brilliantly on Ocon. He's going to be alongside. They both have DRS, but the superior tire is with Williams. And before you know it, it is a P10 for Alex Albon. We are in the points, baby.
Can afford to drop back. Let's try and build this.
Woo! Damn, that felt good. Meanwhile, we got to fight back here. Sargent is going to have everything he needs to fight the other Alpine. Pierre Gasly's on the hard tires. We're going to climb with him in a minute, but right now we need to keep the focus on Albon to get through this DRS train. Now, we have the superior pace here on Nico Hülkenberg. We are catching him through the tunnel ever so slightly. We are going to turn the tire aggression back up. We have stopped harvesting now because we have what we need to get past him. We are going to push up to Hülkenberg. We're going to wait one more lap here. I think. Yeah, we're waiting one more lap. Although that said, Valtteri Bottas is going to have to defend here from the pass of their own, and there's going to be a fight in front of us. And we got to be very vigilant here, but that's going to be the Haas car getting past Valtteri, and Valtteri should quickly fall off here. This is about the best thing we could have happen to us. Meanwhile, Sargent is still fighting Gasly. We'll have to give him his attention when we can. Right now, this is too important. This is the points-paying positions. We've got to focus on Albon's race. Give him a little bit of deployment through the tunnel. A little bit of attack. He's not going to push the nose in here just yet. But he's going to be up close enough to where this is going to be a pass that we can make next lap. Going into the main straight. Alright. We're almost broken the DRS to Ocon. We've caught up to Valtteri. We've got all the deployment in the world, and he is on much worse tires.
Can't use the overtake.
He's out of the DRS. And that is easy as we are going to have today. Ladies and gentlemen, P9.
We're making progress.
Yes, we are, Alex. You're damn right we're making progress. This is an insane race here. 15 laps to go. We're making overtakes at Monaco. Like, what is going on here? The tires are a little overheated for Alex, it must be said. And that's another follow from Costa Junior 07. Thank you very much for the follow. It is lovely to see you here today as we are in the final 15 laps here at historic Monaco. Alex Albon is looking to try and jump ahead of the Haas car of Nico Hülkenberg to seal a P8, which would equal our season high position for race position. He's not going to have battery on this lap, but he is going to have the ability to overtake using fuel and using the tire. We're going to see if we can get through. Hülkenberg, of course, has no DRS. He defends to the outside. We go to the inside. There's no battery, but Hülkenberg cannot cover off. And easy as you like it. P8. We move forward. What a race. Now, we are back to fight with Logan Sargent, who has earned our attention. He's caught in a DRS train, but we're going to let Alex go ahead and run to get it towards Kevin Magnussen. We will be back with him shortly, but Albano himself has shown up, and he is in P7. We're going to need to conserve. Fuel with him at some point behind Magnussen, but we need to just pull away right now. Meanwhile, Logie Bear. He too has some work to do to get ahead in this race. We see Gasly threatening with Guan Yu Zhou, but nobody is going to try and pass here. It'd be suicide to go through the tunnel with the wideness of these cars. Alright, that's enough battery charge there. Meanwhile, let's see what we can do against this battle right here. This is going to be this could be 3 wide through the main straight, which would be insane.
Understood.
But Logan's got the jump. He's got the speed. He's going to move to the outside. He's got his nose in. He's not going to make the pass. Once again, Logan cowers when he's got all of the speed and ability in the world. I don't know why the rookie won't try to get through here.
Management.
Copy that.
Yep, that's never going to work. Never going to work, Logan. You can't pass there. Meanwhile, Albon starting to seal the P8.
Dominic, keep pushing.
I'm going to go ahead and conserve that fuel now with Alex. Tire's too good to not get pulled ahead in this race, and we need that fuel back. He's still gaining on Magnussen, even while harvesting that fuel. Epic scenes here in Monaco. I think more so for Albon than Sargent. Sargent is now really struggling to get ahead in this race. Despite genuinely my best efforts to pull him ahead.
Reduce the lift and co.
Copy.
We're even going to look for clean air on this straight. Logan is looking inside. He doesn't have the overspeed. I don't think. Yeah, he's going to have to pull in.
I can't do anything.
That's okay.
Pushing.
We'll get that battery back, and we will find a way to get you up the field. Right now, Joe doing a phenomenal job of holding serve in front of them. Meanwhile, Albon is still recovering fuel and still catching Kevin Magnussen. We might have to give up his race to manage Albon's. I don't know yet. We're in shaky leg time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try one more time. Hope springs eternal. And if not, I'm going to keep the tires aggressive, and I'm going to harvest this lap.
Reduce flight 4
Copy.
This time, Logan's got a little slipstream. He might have a little look. He does. He can't get it to stick.
I'm trying, man.
And now we harvest.
Yeah, down.
I think the only thing I can do for it is to harvest and to keep running behind him as aggressively as I can.
Copy.
Albon is behind Magnussen and he's conserved the fuel. Albon is behind Magnussen and he's conserved the fuel. Now comes the big test of my abilities.
Start to close in now.
Can we get to P7?
Susie up the overtake.
Come on, Alex. He's got the speed, he's got the DRS, he's got the battery. Oh, Magnussen's gonna make him work for it. Nothing that lap. It's not gonna happen that lap.
Start to increase the lifting coast now.
Meanwhile, back to Logan Sargent. I can actually stop harvesting after this DRS straight.
He's starting tire management.
Oh, I'm getting lapped. That's what's going on. I'm getting lapped. Okay, well, that's okay. I'll make that back up. Let's start going aggressive now.
Can close up.
Gotta harvest a little bit. Just got to be disciplined here. Gotta be patient. Turn up the fuel now.
Let's reduce.
We gotta find a way through him. And he's got the speed. He's close.
Try and get the
He's looking for the clean air. He sticks his tire in. He's got the speed. He's through. P7. It's a season high for Williams Racing. Magnussen is fighting wheel to wheel for it, though. Got to be careful here. He's through. Alex Albon has sealed it off. Beautiful work here. He's got to hold it now. Meanwhile,
having to manage tyre short term.
Logan Sargent put himself up alongside Gasly, and it's a double pass into Sandoval. P14 for Logan. Albon now only 1.5 behind George Russell. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is going on right now? What is going on with this race strategy? I was screwed when Verstappen and Stroll crashed. Like, I was done. The effort I have watched these boys put in today is astonishing. It's time. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's time to go on the attack there.
Let's look for Zuna.
It's time for Logan to go on attack. Albon is behind. He's got to harvest a little bit behind George Russell, which I do not mind doing. Time to push.
Look at reducing the lift and core.
And it is time to try and get past Guan Yu Zhou here for Logan Sargent. He's not going to have DRS. He's going to be unopposed on this pass. Most likely, he looks for the outside. Logan keeps looking for the outside, and it's never there, and he's not learned yet. But we hold off. Back to Albon.
Priority manage tires now.
Copy.
No more clean air. Just get behind George Russell. All right. One more pass. He's on dead soft tires. He has not pitted. He didn't pit since the grid restart. I think Russell's dead. Yep, Russell has nothing to fight me with. Nothing to do with all his strength. That's P6.
Lift and coast.
Now, Logan, buddy, you are going to make this pass happen. I will be damned if you don't make this pass happen, buddy. Your job might be ever so slightly on the line here. Come on. Come on, Logan. Let's keep climbing. Let's keep climbing. That might be the maximum possible there for Albon. Meanwhile, we can get some more here. This time he's made the outside move stick. And this time, Logan Sargent is through.
Main focus, tire management, please. Need more.
Got to harvest this lap, but he is through. We're going to go back to Guan Yu Zhou to make sure he doesn't do any chicanery. Albon is now locked into P6. I can't believe what we're doing here. P12 could still be on the cards for Logan Sargent. We're going to have to go on attack and aggressive here to push forward because I got to harvest this lap. I got no choice.
6 to go.
6 laps at the line for Alexander Albon. 5 for us because we've been lapped with Logan Sargent. So And we're being lapped again? Oh no, that's Joe. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person. I'm like, hang on, why are we slow? Boop. Alright. Battery recovered. Time to push.
Your tires.
Albon, oh yeah, one last thing. Medium aggression right now, Alex. Just bring it home. The tires are worn out now. We're about 50% here. But Sonoda is on old hards that are about the same as ours. We should be able to get this done.
Five laps to go.
Gotta check something real quick. Excuse me while I do multitask. It's never gonna work. Okay, I'll do that later. I gotta do that later. But for now, we're focused on Logan Stars at 1.4. Yeah, no, the tire wear is terrible for everyone ahead of us. Like, we have better tires still than everybody else on track. The key here is we just gotta catch up, patiently recover a little bit of fuel and a little bit of battery behind Yuki Tsunoda, and then pounce. Let's get within range so we can do that.
Pushing on, pushing on.
They are on their way down to the Lowe's hairpin. 4 laps to go at the line for these guys. We are within a second. We've actually gotten our fuel back. We just need battery now. We're going to keep pushing that tire, though.
4 laps to go.
Yeah.
Magnussen's about to catch Russell, too, because that's how bad Russell's tires are. Nobody else pit. Russell's on 10% tires. He's not gonna finish. All right, it's harvest time. That very special time of year when we harvest. The key with Yuki is patience. Oh, maybe not. He doesn't want to be patient. He wants to do it now. Okay, okay. We'll put you on neutral, buddy. It's your show once we get back to the main straight. How is Russell still in this race? I've never seen a computer go that low before. Russell's definitely not finishing. Like, Russell can't finish on that tire wear. Exactly, totally. Dude, pit stops are the reasons we've been able to do this. Pit stops have given me this race. We have one last move to make.
Like to create just like
And it's time to go for it. Can we get Logie Bear through Yuki Tsunoda? Come on, he's got the kick. He's got the inside line! I mean, come on! I mean, come on! Let's go, boys!
Okay, back off.
What an unbelievable race for Williams Racing Team. Tsunoda's gonna stick to us for a second here, but we've literally got 2 laps to bring this home. Tsunoda's losing pace. Tsunoda's still losing pace. I held up 2 fingers. 1 lap to go at the line. For those boys. Oh my God! Russell's on 5% tires, by the way. And now it's final lap coming up. Yep, there's Leclerc. Look, meanwhile, through all of this, the Monegasque driver is going to win his home race. Most, like, uncursed save ever. Final lap for Sargent. We will follow him through. Also, I thought Albon was going to run into that rear marker, and that would have been the worst thing in the world. Logan Sargent on his last circuit, he only has to do 77. Yeah, no, those days off prepped me for this. We needed the extra 2 days to make this extra special. Sargent is on the way through the tunnel one last time. Meanwhile, Alexander Albon is now starting his final lap in P6.
Will be the last lap coming up.
Look at this, and suddenly I'm catching the traffic up to Russell. Magnussen does get through him, and it's already a second in less than a sector. But that's not going to matter. We don't have time to get him up in the points, but he will replicate his finish at Imola to tie his best finish of the season. Give yourself a round of applause, Logan Sargent. You are in P12 in the Monaco Grand Prix. What a race!
Check it flag.
But we're not done yet,
P12 mate.
On time.
because if y'all just see what I see, we are a sector and a half. Russell puncture? Russell at 0%, he's done. Yeah, I can see him, he is done. Russell's going to drop out of the points, but we are not, because we are into Rascasse. We are just one more corner. We're through Anthony Nogues. It is going to be a P6 for Williams Racing for Team Space, and for Alexander Albon, 8 sweet points for Williams Racing are coming on home.
Yeah, well done, everyone.
I do not believe that. I do not believe that. And we still gotta wait for Russell to finish on his flat. Oh, you can hear it too. Hear that flobbering? What tire is down? Oh, it's the rear left. The rear left is gone. You can hear it like breaking apart. We've almost caught him on our in lap. I mean, actually, nope. I'm gonna say, like, I have something. I had something akin to a cigarette on my desk, but I cannot show that on stream. But Russell, bringing up the rear. We're all done. We just got P6 at Monaco. We just got a P6 in Monaco.
Alex Albon put in an absolute showstopper of a drive today.
I mean,
It's safe to say
this game does not give out Driver of the Day awards, but my guy.
Pure elation.
Like, oh my goodness gracious.
Team that worked so hard to see this moment.
I can't believe we did that.
Driver certainly proved his worth with a
Russell Driver of the Day. Yeah.
sees them doubled their win tally for this season.
I cannot believe. You see, if anyone was skeptical as to why I did the pit stop
always a special
on 2 different sets of softs, that's why.
They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt.
Oh my god, I cannot believe that. Unbelievable scenes
Karun,
here.
No doubt there'll be a lot for the teams to process after that race. But how do you think the Williams team are feeling?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here.
Oh boy.
Got their way, but others didn't.
And the best part too,
The main target now will be
because we have a good group here, we had a good crop and stream tonight. Thank you so much. I love seeing the viewership for this.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend.
For all those y'all that don't know, we just flew very high today. It can only be the good karma from the fact that it is a good friend of the community, Black Crystal, BK's birthday. So that's where we're headed for our raid, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing a birthday raid. So let's just take a quick look before we go, though, obviously, because we got to see the standings. Alexander Albon up to 18 points on the season. Unbelievable finish. Williams holding on to that P6 in the Constructors at 18, more than double Haas. And Haas scored well today. So, you know, we are really, really flying high. But that is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. What a race. What an unbelievable time we had around the streets of Monaco. And keep your eyes peeled tomorrow, because right around the same time, we are going to go live, and we are going to be at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And we're going to be loving every second of that, because we don't have to go through the third sector chicane. We just get to run a race. And we'll see if we can build off of what we did in Monaco. It's going to be a lot harder in Spain, but we absolutely believe that we can do it. But for now, until tomorrow, when I will see you in Spain, I am Space, your intrepid host. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the chats. If you enjoyed yourself, I will see you guys around the same time. But stick around for this birthday raid. Your spam in chat is going to be Happy Birthday, BK. I'll put that in there for y'all. And I will make my way over to her stream. But for now, I will say good night and a fond farewell. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. P6, baby!
No, thank you, Archers. I'm so excited. It's so cute. Ayo, Space with a fat rate. Thank you so much for the love. I hope you had an amazing stream. No worries. Don't apologize. You're right on time.